Okay, guys, we are on to our last page of our 3.3 test review, page 4. So we're going to do our linear inequalities. So if you remember from your notes, okay, make a couple notes up here. When you've got a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to symbol on your inequality, that would be a solid line. Okay, so look at this guy here. And then over here on number 14, just remember if you have a less than or a greater than symbol, this would be a dashed line. Okay, so when you're taking a multiple choice test and you see a greater than or less than or equal to symbol, just remember choose for if it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, remember you will choose a solid line. And if it's just less than or greater than, you will choose a dashed line. Okay, so you can eliminate answer choices that are not correct by just looking at that. Okay, so now anytime you graph, you want to make sure you put your equation into y equals mx plus b form. Okay, so taking a look at this number 13, you've got 5x plus 3y is less than or equal to 6. I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. And I'm left with 3y is less than or equal to negative 5x plus 6. Now I need to divide each piece by 3 to solve for my y. I'm left with y is less than or equal to negative 5 over 3x plus 2. Okay, so now taking a look at y equals mx plus b, this is your m, this is your b. Okay, so I've got my slope equals negative 5 over 3. My y-intercept equals 2. And now I can graph my line. Okay, graphing that line, I've got, grab my ink. Okay, my y-intercept is 2, so I'm right here. So my slope is negative 5 over 3, so I know that's a downward sloping line. So I will go from my y-intercept, I'm going to go down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 3. So this is where if I go down 5 over 3, I should be about right here. Just make sure I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. And then from there, I will draw, I know it's a less than or equal to symbol, so my line is going to be a solid line. So let me start by drawing this solid line going through here. Okay. Now the way I do this one, again, your teacher may teach you differently, whatever works best for you. I always put my pencil on my y-intercept. So if my y-intercept is, my y-intercept is 2, okay, I'll put it right here. And then I know my y is less than or equal to that, so it's going to be less than. Okay, so this shaded region is what I'm looking for. Okay, so that is the graph of 5x plus 3y is less than or equal to 6. Again, put that in y equals mx plus b form. Find your y-intercept, find your slope. You know it's a solid line because it's less than or equal to. And then just place your pencil on the y-intercept. And if y is less than or equal to that, you will go down. If y is greater than or equal to that, you will go up. Okay, so let's go on now to our, let's go ahead and do number 14. Okay, we have 3x plus 4y is less than negative 8. Okay, now I know I'm going to have a dashed line because it's not less than or equal to, it's just less than. So when you're looking at multiple choice type questions, just keep in mind you will have a dashed line. Okay, let's go ahead and put this in y equals mx plus b form so we can graph it a little bit easily. Okay, I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. I'm left with 4y is less than negative 3x minus 8. Divide by 4, all pieces. I've got y is less than negative 3 over 4x minus 2. Okay, so that tells me I've got my slope is negative 3 over 4. My y-intercept is negative 2. So let me put that up here. My slope is negative 3 over 4. My y-intercept is negative 2. Okay, so now graphing that line. Start with your y-intercept is negative 2. Your slope is negative, so I'm going to go rise over 1. So 1, 2, 3, and then over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's that point. I can come down 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my other point. Okay, so now here's where we need to be careful. We know it's a dashed line, so don't draw your solid line. You will have a dashed line that goes through these 3 points. Okay, so you got the dashed line. Okay, so now remember I put my pencil on my y-intercept, and is y less than that or greater than that? This equation is less than, so I go down. So this is my shaded region for my solution, or for that inequality. Okay, so that takes care of number 14. So again, when they give you equations and ask you to graph, easiest thing is just put those in y equals mx plus b form, and then plot your y-intercept, and then plot your other points using your slope. Okay, so now let's go on to question number 15. Okay, these two, 15 and 16, say to write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. Okay, so slope-intercept form for an equation, I'm going to write it up here, would be y equals to mx plus b. Okay, but we're doing an inequality, so it's going to be a little bit different, but a lot of the same basics here. Okay, so on this particular graph for number 15, my y-intercept, it looks like it's 3, so b equals 3. My slope I know is negative. Let me take a look at this. Here's another point here. So if I have a point right here, I know that's down 3 over 2, so that's a negative 3 over 2. Okay, now this is not an equation, it's an inequality, so we need to take a look at a couple things. Okay, if we go back to what I showed you earlier, where putting your pencil on your y-intercept, the shaded region is greater than that. Okay, so everything above this y-intercept. So I know it's going to be y is greater than, but because it's a solid line, it can be greater than or equal to. So the symbol that we're going to use here is a greater than or equal to symbol, and then I'm going to go ahead and just say mx plus b. Okay, so y is greater than or equal to, I know my slope is negative 3 over 2x, or the slope is negative 3 over 2, and I plug in my x, and then my b is 3. So this is the equation in slope-intercept form, not the inequality, for this graph. So let me see. So your correct answer would be y is greater than or equal to negative 3 over 2x plus 3. Okay, so taking a look at number 16, we do the same thing. Okay, number 16, I see that my y-intercept looked like it's negative 4, so b equals negative 4. My slope, let's see where my next line is. I've got another point up here. So let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 over 2. I know it's negative, so my slope is negative 9 over 2. It is a dashed line. Okay, let's go back to putting my pencil on the y-intercept. My y is greater than that. So I know it's y is greater than, okay, so it's a dashed line, so it's not equal to, so it's just going to be greater than mx plus b. So if I plug in what I have, I've got y is greater than, my slope is negative 9 over 2, put the x there. My y-intercept is negative 4. So here we go. Our correct answer, or the inequality that represents that graph, is y is greater than -9/2x minus 4. Okay, so we are done. Make sure you go through these notes and you study and have these ready for your test tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.